Hi guys, it's Amy with Theme to Plan, and today I am back with a video long time coming. So this is going to be my full year flip through for my 2019 memory books for my daughter, Sophia. So after watching the videos and starting to do the edits for this video, I realized that it's just going to be way too long, I think, for a single video. So I will be splitting up into two parts. And so what you're going to be watching now is the first half of the flip through. So you can see here I have basically four planners. Just to start off with, one of the things that I do in terms of memory planning, especially this year, 2019, is keep pretty much every single document that crosses my space and applies to Sophia. And so I have since then just kind of scaled down and tried not to keep quite so much. But you'll see as I flip through that pretty much like all the random documents and papers and things like that that just come home from school, things like that, end up in here. So that's why it's kind of split between these four volumes. What I also like to do is when I do the memory books, I like to keep them still on classic size discs. I just like the look of it better when it's sitting on my shelf. They are like sitting on my shelf, just propped up like this. And so you can see that there are four books here. And the way that I kind of keep it all together and know that it's all for the same year is that I use kind of the same system here where it's a gold disc and this kind of one single coral disc. And so this is at the top, then here's the second one, third one, fourth one. And so that's kind of how I differentiate all of these books. I just kind of put pages, months in there until it gets full to the point where like I feel like the cover would like be flopping open. And then I just split it into a new volume. And so these are the four volumes for 2019. That's in terms of the color coding for the disc, that's how I do it. But you can also see that I have kind of coordinating covers for it. So this is the first one. It says make every day a party. This was the original cover for the planner that I used for 2019, which was an 18-month goal getter planner. I only used the second like part of the planner, so it was only the last 12 months of the planner and not the full 18 months of that planner. So you'll see that in here. And then to try to match this theme, I initially had another cover on here, but I got rid of it. I can't remember. I must have given it to a friend or something like that. So I replaced it with this cover, and it's just a cover that's flipped inside out. This is what it looks like on the outside, and then I just flipped it inside out, so it would be this kind of pink corally color that I thought went well with this. This third one is like an old summer journal that I put together for my nephew. It actually, you can see here, I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's kind of like warped a little bit because it was sitting out in the sun for a little while, but I thought it would work fine for like just covering the pages here. And it was just the black and white stripes. The cover itself looks like this. It says notes. And again, it's a little bit beat up because my nephew didn't use it. And we flipped it inside out. And it initially had his name on there in vinyl, but I took his name off and just replaced it with this kind of this vinyl sticker that I got from the Dollar Tree. And again, I thought it went well with the llama theme that we had going. And then lastly is basically our holiday planner / memory book for the Christmas season. I decided to use this kind of red cover. I know it's a little bit redder than the pink and coral theme for the rest of the planners, but I thought it went well for like a Christmas vibe. And then I just put this one sticker here. I had plans initially or at some point to like replace this sticker and make it like something that would stand out a little bit more, but now we're like 2 years out and I'm totally fine with leaving it. And this Christmas planner also has a bunch of like just bling, I guess. But I decided to go ahead and add some of the I pretty much in 2019 kept everything. And so these are all some of the like decorations that she made at school, daycare, at Sunday school. And so I just attached them here. And obviously it doesn't flip well. And so I'll probably take this off before I do the flip through. And so what we're going to do is just jump into the flip through itself. So as I get started, I will say that there might be sections of this that I have to kind of blur out. My husband doesn't like to be on video, so any photos with him in it will be blurred out. And then we do have like, again, I saved every document. So like there's some like private information in terms of like doctor's appointments and names and addresses and things like that I'll probably have to blur out. I may have to like just cut out certain sections of it just so you can see that, but I will at least attempt to show you all the spreads. And so with all of that kind of setup, I hope I won't be making quite as much commentary through the spreads. But 2019 was the year where I felt like I was actually getting into the groove of decorative planning. And so I'm really excited about like, 2 years out, flipping through it to see what it looks like. So here's her name. And then this first section, I actually initially was planning to keep my planners, like my personal planners, faith planner, things like that. And across the year, I basically decided to go ahead and delete, like throw those away. I just thought it wouldn't make sense to keep it for like 10 or 20 years down the line. So I kept some things in here. And so these are my planners, or pieces of my 2019 planners. So here's one of the cover pages for 2019. I created this wellness tracker, which I used like for a couple of months pretty much, and that was it. But I thought it looked pretty, so I decided to keep it in here. This is an example of our, like one of the faith pages that I did, and I am still using the same system now, which is kind of interesting to see 2 years later. But I just kind of like disregard the dates, and just kind of cover that up and use the space as I need to. Here I kept like some paperwork from work, and again, this will be blanked out, or at least some of it will be. This top part will, but this is just our like opening session for the school semester. And this next one is all right, I can show you this part. So this is like an example of one of our sermon notes. We actually have moved away from this in terms of like purchasing like the booklets to print on. And so now this is just interesting to see 2 years later, because we no longer like purchase that. We just print it out as a church for ourselves. And so then here's an example of the order of worship, which again, 2 years later, it's changed quite a bit. I will blur out some of this just because of the names in here, but that's our church sermon notes. Actually, not the sermon notes, but like the bulletin. And then the other half of it was the prayer list and the sermon notes, like a blank space for sermon notes. And again, example page for what my faith planner looked like in 2019. And here's another one. Super cute. Right. I feel like just in the first couple of pages, I've already given a lot of commentary, so I'm going to try to be a little bit quicker. These are all just like faith pages that I kept, and I only kept it basically, I think, for the month of January, and then after that, or maybe that's like January, February. All right. Again, another example here, and I'm going to just flip through that. Here's me practicing my lettering, so I thought I would keep this from March. And so again, I just kept like a couple of things, and then like towards the end of the year, I just decided just to go ahead and toss my personal planner and not worry about keeping it in here. And in fact, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I should just go ahead and get rid of that as well. But anyway, I'll just leave it for the time being, just because it's already kind of set and it doesn't really bother me in terms of having just that little bit of extra space being taken up by those pages. So we're going to get into the actual memory book now. And so for the monthly, I basically put photos of Sophia, and I've done that since 2019, and maybe even before that, honestly. I don't remember exactly. But like she turned 2 January 5th. And so this entire year of 2019 is, when she was 2, pretty much. And so, I mean, look how cute she is. Oh my gosh, she's crying right there. I like the hexagons that I did here. So that was different, and I have not done that since, but and so I'm sorry for like the shadowing on this side, just because I'm lifting it up, but I wanted to show you the spread in totality, and this is what it looks like. It's definitely super like chaotic, and just colorful and bright, which is cool, and I feel like fits in with her memory book. Then there's like some daycare notes, like this is the newsletter that they send every month from her daycare, and then this is a mini monthly sheet that I basically put down some to-dos for her birthday party. And on the back of it, just because I didn't want to leave it blank, I wrote a letter to her on her birthday. Actually, the day after her birthday. Then here, again, sorry for the shadowing. I'll try not to say that every single time. But this is what the week looks like. So hopefully you can see that. And then we have a thank you card here. That's from her daycare teacher. We gave her a gift for Christmas. And so when she returned, this was her Christmas card. And then this will be blurred out, but basically there's some doctor's appointments that she had this week. And so there's all of those documents. Then some stuff that she had from Sunday school that, again, I kept everything in 2019. So then in this week we had, I went with a rainbow theme, which is super cute. Like, so that's what it looks like. I mean, again, kept everything. Some stuff from Sunday school that she had. And then this is a little note that her dad wrote for her. So I do try to keep him going, be part of the planning process here, but he doesn't like actually writing on the actual pages. And so I gave him like micro notes to just jot down memories that he had. And we've fallen out of that habit actually. So I feel like we should get back into it. So then this week went with a mermaid theme, super cute. A note from Dad. All right, hopefully I'll be able to flip through some of these pages a little bit quicker. And then I decided not to use the currently page here and just kind of have like January be its own page, or like at least the beginning of January be its own page here. And so there's a very simple spread there. And I'm guessing now that I'm looking at this that I did try to keep like all of January together and then all of February together, all of March together. And so like if it's like, for example, February 1st is only one day, I would have just created an entire spread. So we'll see if that actually happened. All right, here's another note from Dad. All right, and then here I got away from doing pictures. I probably didn't even take pictures or like had very few pictures. And so it looks like I used this for my own personal events, work events. All right. Then here, again, like a very colorful spread. Not my usual style for my personal planner, but certainly something that I do for Sophia. Note from Dad, stuff from Sunday school, right? And then here, I had to tape it down because it's meant to be like kind of a moving piece that she did in Sunday school. She did a lot of arts and crafts in Sunday school, all right? And so here's the spread for this week, right? And this piece was something that she kind of sort of like I started coloring it and then she kind of scribbled on it. You can see, hopefully you can tell which is my coloring and which is hers. And then stuff from Sunday school that I just put into this folder. I'm not going to pull that out, but so some sermon notes and things like that. Here is this week. Look at this picture. Oh my gosh. Okay, so since I didn't use February monthly for photos, I put them in the weekly. So that's super cute. And then here's some just like extra notes from Dad, from Mom. Like this is like completely random, like, but I actually love looking through this because it's kind of like fun to see where I was mentally when she was 2. Right, this was very simple, but I actually really love this. This is kind of more my style, like this, like very cohesive and colorful, but yet like it's not like stickers everywhere. So I really love this. I love the look of it, even though there are no photos here. Like, I mean, it makes no sense for a memory book, I guess, but in terms of like no photos, but I feel like it's appropriate. All right, Sunday school. And then we have here February. Right, so you can see here, like basically I did just February, and then March I didn't do anything for, so I just kind of covered it up. And this is like, again, like this is kind of my style. I really love that. And then she did some stamping, so I stuck this in here. Right, and then I did some just like random note taking here, I guess, for like different, I have no idea. All right, so no photos here, just like spring break for me. And then March. I guess I'll pause here and just say, like, the reason I'm able to do this was I actually purchased this planner for using for her memory book. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So I had the 18-month planner and only used the January through December, the second 2/3 of the planner. And then I ended up winning this exact same planner in a giveaway. And so I had basically 2 pages of the same. So this page I could use in March and also use the actual technical page in February. So there's a lot of like taping and things like that that's happening in here. But anyway, I guess that may or may not have made sense, but I was able to basically duplicate and use the exact same set of pages because I had 2 of the planners. So this one, I used some mandalas here and didn't really color it, but I just thought it looked nice. And so I had photos and some journaling. This feels very memory book-like to me. And then here, I had a bunch of photos. I took a bunch of photos. So we have all that. And here is a flip out. Can't even see that. But here are some more photos that I just kind of glued here. So again, like, you know, every once in a while I do the memory book thing. And so she was sent home from school because she was sick. And so then here is just some notes. My sister went on a retreat, and so we stayed at her house to watch her kids for a while. And so she actually, at this point, was using a happy planner too, so she left me this notes. She knew I was going to put it in here too, so. But yeah, so this was my spring break. So it actually worked out that she was sick from school, and I had the retreat and like babysitting my nieces then. Okay, so this is a kind of a fun week. I did like this kind of Dutch door technique, so it's a flip, like a tip in, or like just something that I was able to kind of add in here. And so this worked out because I had, again, like the extra 6 months from my first planner plus like basically another 18 months of the second planner, so I had plenty of pages to kind of do this tip out. So I love these photos. Again, like I like the style of what I did here. So I guess I'm finding my groove in terms of decorating. Right here, very few stickers, but there's a lot of photos. Super cute. Look at this one. Oh, she's so adorable. All right, she's playing doctor here. Oh, all right, and then Dad gave her little note for the week. Oh my gosh, look at that. She's so cute. Oh, did I skip a page? No, I didn't. Okay, so look at this. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is really cute with the florals. I was kind of going with like, I wanted it to be a little bit more flowy, but it looks very triangular, but you know, it's still very cute. Look at this. Oh my gosh. She's such a fashionista. So looking at this, like she's definitely like this even now. All right, and then she took photos at school, and then I just kind of added some like a folder with like some extra pages from Sunday school. And I think what I did was I decided, since in January and February I was kind of putting it in the weeks, what I decided to do here was just kind of stick it at the very end of the month, so that way it wasn't like blocking the weekly spreads. So that's where all that landed. And then April, again, no photos. This looks like my notes to myself. So kind of a mix of like my personal planner in here. And then this picture, this feels like, wow, I really love this. Maybe I should get back into like actually doing memory books style with like actual photos and journaling, because that's super cute. Okay, and then here we go. Dad's note to her. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is very simple, but actually I love this. There's a lot of white space, but look at this. She's so cute. Her diapers hanging out. Oh my gosh, like back in the day with diapers. Okay, so this is Easter, Easter week. Again, I think it's super simple and clean. I love it. Dad had a note, and then she wanted to like give out Easter cards, and of course we had Easter cards that we were passing out at church. And she took one for herself and like wrote her name, quote unquote, in there. Right, and then here's a potluck that we had at our house, and this was the invitation for it, so I just put that in there. All right, April, like the week after Easter. Super cute. I love the spring colors. All right, and again, just the end of April, so it only had the one page here, and I love that. I really should like have another page, but you know, I'm totally okay with how it looks too. Okay, second volume. This is going very slowly. This will be a very long video. So for May, June, July, and part of May, part of August, but June and July, the entire month, we were on summer break. And so one of the things that I did was create this as a vision board, or like an ideal schedule of like the order of things that we would do it in. I wasn't worried so much about time, like, you know, like this had to occur at like 8 o'clock, but I wanted it to be in this order. Like, so breakfast, then getting dressed, going outside for a little bit, having a snack, or just kind of like eating a small lunch, and then spending time with mom and daughter having their playtime. And then she likes to play with at this time she was playing with kitchen toys, so that's it. Then here is like lunch, and I was just trying to find a pink picture. So this is lunch, then taking a nap, then having her afternoon snack, doing her Bible lessons, playing piano, or like just playing music of some sort. Then her afternoon, like early dinner, music time, which is like kind of like YouTube basically, arts and crafts, dinner, again, mom time, going to the playground or doing an afternoon outside time. This is, I honestly don't remember. This is bath time. This is watching YouTube TV, and then spending time with dad, going to sleep. All right, so that's what that is. All right, so let's jump into this. And that applied for May, June, July, and August, mostly. I must have only done like, I thought I was doing like mostly all of these months being like pictures, but it looks like I was really using this for tracking major events for me personally, which is different. I don't remember that at all, which is why it's kind of fun to flip through this. So very simple spread here. Okay, and so this was the week of graduation. And so again, like this is very simple, but I love this. It looks beautiful. Like I don't know what happened here, why it's completely blank, but you know, I think it's beautiful. My sister, her aunt graduated as a nurse, and so this is a picture of her and her invitation here. And again, like some of this will be blocked out just because, you know, we don't want that there. But she had her pinning ceremony as a nurse. And so the names and all that are in there. And then she also graduated from her university. So those are all the invitations and information for that. And then this is something that came out of the Sunday school. It was Mother's Day, and so they gave us a gift, and so this came from the gift. And then this is Dad's note to Sophia, right? This one is like the year to shine with some other stickers. I love this, like being able to kind of use highlighters here. I really like that. Happy Planner Squad must have been announced around this time. That's super fun to remember, right? And so what I did here was created, like, this was the very first week of summer break for me, so graduation was last week. So this week was me just kind of tracking out some of like the routines that I wanted, and this was what I wrote out, like wrote out and converted to this stuff. So this is that, right? And it must be like, I'm trying to just figure out like what that one image with the flowers was, but I still don't even know. All right, so then here is a note that I wrote to her, actually. I'm not quite sure why I did that because, you know, now it's throwing me off that it wasn't written on the page itself. But then here is these photorealistic florals, which are super cute, right? And again, like I was writing here. And then we had a graduation for one of her cousins. That's the graduation invitation from that, or the program from that. All right, and then here is like starting summer, since this is Memorial Day right here. So that's super cute, right? And then I put in some notes that I guess I just didn't want to write it on the spread, so that's there. But she is right here, potty training. That's the big note right there. Right, and then here I just taped in some notes for like toilet training and like some of the options that we have there. So that is that. June, again, like still not doing photos. All right, this again looks like my stuff, my notes to myself, which I actually really like this. Like moving into like having the photos in the weekly, like really worked. So anyway, this is super cute. Like this has no photos. See, like I don't know, like some weeks have photos and some don't. Okay, so this is super cute though. Again, it's just June 1st and 2nd, so the rest of this is just decorative. Oh, I love this. Forgot I did that. Right. Okay, in the summer months, I was clearly like very busy, and so I kept it to a minimum. And so when I'm busy living life, I am not focused on like decorating and doing all the fun stuff in the planner. It got done, but it looks like this is actually beautiful. I love this. But it doesn't look as like full or like filled out as it normally does. But I love this. I think this is beautiful. What I did here was just kind of put the icons for the things that she was doing at the time. Like here, she actually went to the potty since we're potty training, right? And then she had her meal. We went shopping. So it makes sense. But I love it. All right. Then I for the entire month or like the entire year of 2019 did not use the currently page. So it's just empty. But she put these stickers on here, right? And then again, like this is my schedule of like the days I'm babysitting and like trips that we had. Super cute. I love this. Like I added in these green florals, which I thought worked really well. This is when I was trying to doodle all of our events for the week, which I thought looked really cute. But she actually did the stickering here. She put these stickers down. I added the little flags, but she added the boxes and or not the boxes, but like these like random icons. And I added the boxes and these flags, and then I just doodled around it. So I think it's actually cute. Would I do this again? Probably. Just maybe not with everything happening all at once. Maybe just the doodling or maybe just the stickering, you know, but not everything all at once. This week we were on vacation. So this is what the original week looks like. And again, she did the stickering here. So she just put down all these stickers where she wanted to. And then I decided to add in like basically these tip-in pages to have like daily pages, which I ended up not filling out at all. But it was just neat to be able to do that. I found a copy of the map of Disney Springs and shrunk it down and put it in here because that was the thing we did on the 8th. And then here is the 9th, right? So that's what the 9th looks like. And these were the big things that we did. We were at Magic Kingdom, right? And then the next one is the 10th. And I don't remember what we did because it's completely empty. And then here is the 11th, which we stayed at the resort that we were at. And the big thing was like doing campfire s'mores. She apparently loves s'mores. So big note about that. And then this is the 12th. We went to, we went to SeaWorld. So that's SeaWorld. And then here was when we returned home. And so that night, she decided to go to her aunt's house just to have time with her family. And then on Sunday, we were back in our normal routine with like going to church, and then my dad's birthday. So her papa's birthday was that day. So that's all there. I actually love being able to do these tip outs or these tip ins. So that's really cool. All right, this week you can see is completely empty. I did not decorate whatsoever. And like what I ended up doing was just kind of including, and some of this will be blurred out just because, you know, there are like specific names. But she did have a couple of things happening, but I took it on like random. You can see here like completely random sheets of paper, and I just stuck it in here. And you know, I get like that might bother some people, but I'm totally fine with like being like having it be a representation of real life. All right. And so this week we were traveling, and good intentions. I decorated it beforehand, was planning to fill it out, but then this is what ended up going into the memory book, was just like this random sheet right here. And here's my schedule that I just X'd out, right? So again, real life, I'm not too worried about it. I will survive. And so here it does have 30th and 31st. And so I decorated this, but I didn't actually do anything with it. And so here, since it's the end of July, we're moving back into like prepping for school. So I have the little micro notes here for prepping for school. And I did create these pages to use, but I never did, as you can see. And then here's her monthly newsletter for when she did go back to school in August. So that is all there, right? August is completely empty, you know. Real life, guys, real life. Right, and so again, I just used the August 1st here, but clearly I did not write in it. So I included a habit tracker on this side, and then her notes for what she actually did the 1st through the 4th are written on this like sheet of paper. Like literally that's how life was at this time. Like, yeah, towards the end of July, you can see I got like, well, I don't know if you can see, but like it was really busy for us as a family with travel and preparing for school. And so like my planner, especially the memory book, is one of the first things to kind of like be kicked to the curb in terms of prepping. So this is her first week back at school. And so she is in daycare at this point. So she was in daycare at this point. So it's not like school. But this is what it looked like. I did go with the school theme. All right, and this card is just a journaling card where I wrote out some funny story that she told me. And then here she had an incident report for school. She fell on the playground and busted her lip. So that's in there. Again, I kept everything. And then here is this next week, which looks like this. This week, I actually traveled to Atlanta for a planner conference and decided to use this week, like right here, Amy Tangerine stamped in my planner. And she was like, oh no, it messed up. I'm like, it's totally fine. Like, I am not too worried about that. And so I did some like lettering, because one of the things that Amy Tangerine was talking about was like being able to come up with like adjectives for each thing, and I decided to do that for Sophia. And also like after the fact realized I missed a couple of letters, but you know, that's how life goes. And she got this class participation thing from her teacher at school, and then this is all the stuff that came from the conference, which I didn't use the front side of it because this goes with this since the conference was the weekend. And so I have like my PlannerCon parties, name tag, and a couple of other things in here that's just tucked in here. And so that's all there. Super cute. All right. And then here, oh my gosh, like this is like really funny to look at, like completely empty. I mean, it was, her notes are written on a sheet of paper. Like at this point, I must have, like, honestly, like July and August, I must have moved into my own personal system and not been really comfortable with like figuring out how to transition notes from my personal planner into this planner. It actually worked out better looking back on it, where I was keeping my personal notes on the monthly and then using the weekly pages for Sophia's memory book. So something for me to consider moving forward. So her notes are literally on this sheet of paper, and that's pretty much it. And it wraps up all the way through through the 31st. So I'm assuming this will be empty. Her newsletter and from daycare, and then her September divider, and oops, it's popping off. Okay, and then here I was starting to do like a memory a day with like playing around with lettering, and then completely fell off. And so then here I start moving back into like doing photos, literally two, but that's what we have here for September. This is super cute. I love that. And again, you know, I was only using it for September 1st. So there's only the memory for September 1st. And then here's her habit tracker for like doing Bible adventure, piano, Khan Academy Kids, arts and crafts, playground or going outside, shopping, playing with baby dolls, playing with her kitchen toys, cousin time, reading, nails, teeth, potty. And she had this habit tracker in August as well. And so I was just tracking it like kind of loosely. I wasn't really like super focused on like making sure everything was checked off every day. So this is the 2nd through the 8th. Oh my gosh, I love this. These are like sticky notes that I just glued down. I think that's beautiful. All right, and then this is from the baby boy or baby girl quotes mini quotes book, which is, you know, I just use it. And there's some photos that I added. I didn't want them on the page just because I had already glued out all this stuff and I didn't want to remove and like move things around. So this kind of mini page tip in like really worked well. All right, then here is like this is super fun. I thought in my head I was envisioning kind of like a coffee theme, which it still is, but then it ended up like with there's a random sticker here that I just wanted to use, so it ended up here, and then here's another random sticker, so it's not super cohesive. But she was sick and had to stay out for a couple of days, and then here's a note about, I'm not sure, like one of her teachers or something like that. So those are notes from school. All right, and then here I decided to do Teresa Collins. This must have been around, like I must have just gotten this really, I don't even know. Anyway, the Teresa Collins Be Happy box. So this is tissue paper and like some of the florals from the sticker book. And then, oh my gosh, look how cute. One of her cousins, her youngest cousin, in fact, even to today, was born. And so that's all there. So cute. All right. And it was Teresa Collins. So I decided to stick this in. I got this at PlannerCon. And then I covered the back of it. It had like an event that I wasn't planning to go to. And so I just covered it up with pictures here. I'm looking at this and wondering why I wore a mask in 2019. I must have been sick. Honestly, I don't even know. This was 2019, so like COVID wasn't really a thing, so I'm not quite sure. So that's interesting. And here she is. Oh, look at that. She's so cute. All right. Then here is a spread that I put together live on Instagram. It's super cute and unused, completely unused. I put down 3 pictures, you know, after the week was over, but I did not write in this at all. Again, it ended up on this sheet of paper, basically. And so real life, you guys. And this is such a beautiful spread. I hate to, you know, like not use it, but you know, it is what it is, right? So that's September. And then the 30th of September ended up on a Post-it note. All right, you guys, this is so fun to look through. All right, all done. You know, and you know, that's it. I really enjoyed looking through that, and I hope you enjoyed this video too, even though I did promise very little commentary, but it was very commentary heavy. But you know, that's part of the fun of it too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.